moving on from good OCs onto the bad OCs. We're going to go back in the exact same order we presented good OCs
I'm ready.
with.
So this is Borealis, and apparently he has a middle name? The E stands for Electro. So that's pretty cool. Electro Alice. It's a pretty weird name, but I guess they were trying to go for the Northern Lights, so... And... Age, younger than the main six. He's short. He's Pegasus, as you can see. And, he's a special breed of Pegasus, actually. But we'll get into that later. Right now we have personality. He's optimistic, glass half full. And he doesn't let things get him down, but he's also really introverted. So he has to have a friend around or someone that he's known to meet new people, or else he's just kind of timid. But after a while, he breaks out of the shell and gets to know you better. So, yeah. Moving on to the bio, he's a special breed of Pegasus that they live in the northern hemisphere of Equestria. And since they don't really have weather aside from snow, they instead they're called Aurora ponies, this special breed of Pegasus. And their job is to, instead of controlling clouds, they control the northern lights. I thought that was pretty cool. And I can actually add a little thing into that after I'm done with the rest of the story, because I think it's a cool idea. But so he was born into a long line of Aurora ponies. Obviously, they didn't just like ship him out there and he's like, "Oh, I'm transforming from a Pegasus into an Aurora." But no, that's not how it happened. He was born there. So he was taught to control the lights at a young age, which is, I'm assuming, it's kind of like a tribe thing. The elder passes it down to the child, on and on. So but he didn't know that controlling the lights was going to be his special talent until his first day of flight school. Because they were taking the beginning of the year test to see what everyone knew, so their pre-flight school flight test. And since his parents kind of taught him, it was like the dad letting the child drive before taking driving school, even though it's frowned upon. But he was able to fly better than anyone in his class, and he created the first perfect Aurora. It was small and in a few different shades of blue. And so, I don't know how that fits into it being a perfect Aurora, because I thought perfect Auroras were like rainbows, if I'm right.
Well,
I guess it depends on how the light refracts. But...
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of times I see pictures of the Aurora Borealis. It's usually like blues and greens.
Yeah, more than like
mostly
reds or anything like that.
Yeah, you're not going to see very many reds in the Aurora.
But I suppose it depends on the light refraction or the area that it's in. So, ever since, he's just been improving his flying style. So, I guess his talent is making the Borealis, or flying to make the Borealis. Whatever making the Borealis entails, he's good at it. And, so yeah. His cutie mark is the simplified version of the first Aurora he made, and I thought that was really cool. And he is... One thing, it says he's unlike Rainbow Dash. His flying style is less focused on precision, his flight style is less focused on speed and more on precision. I was like, wait, Rainbow Dash is speed and precision. Oh. But... So I guess he's more focused on precision, and that probably goes along with making or manipulating the Aurora Borealis. But I guess he has severe asthma and has to carry an inhaler. They actually explain away what I know you guys are going to complain about here, the mane. They're like... They say all Aurora ponies have multicolored manes due to an old superstition that the color aids in making the lights, which I thought was interesting, because that's what I first thought when I saw this, was like, if it's going to make or manipulate the Aurora Borealis, maybe something about flying, since it's in the pony universe again, and maybe light refraction isn't actually how it works there. Maybe them flying really fast leaves streaks of their mane in the sky based on the species or whatever. I don't know.
Who knows?
That would be interesting. So
I like the mane, actually.
All in all, this sounds like a pretty good OC, right?
Sure, why not?
But let me get to the part that's bad.
Oh no.
Aesthetics! So, it's just... it's just why the rainbow in the main. I don't think it works because it's like all the colors are too much color, you know.
The colors are too much color. I don't follow.
I think it's too dark, too saturated, perhaps. That's the thing that made me pick this one for bad in the first place was the colors. I was just like, ooh. Yeah.
I'm going to let you finish.
Okay. I think it would be cool if his main color was like his cutie mark. I think that would work better or look cooler. So that's the one thing.
Well, it would look cooler. More blue. Whoa.
It would look 20% cooler.
Shush.
Okay, go.
Okay, I disagree with you. I think overall, yeah, I've said it before on a couple of other episodes that rainbow mains are something you should probably avoid, considering the fact that it's just going to remind everybody of Rainbow Dash. But in this case, due to the fact that it's like the level of brightness and saturation and whatnot seems to be cohesive throughout the entire pony. So it's like, I don't know, it just seems to fit together.
Yeah, I suppose. Guys, I think I accidentally brought a good part too.
I do think I honestly
think you pulled smooth, yeah.
I accidentally brought a good part too. Not that I don't try to bring good part twos most of the time. The story, okay. One bad thing about the story, it's really good, yeah, but explain how they make their auroras, because that wasn't really explained. Is it done through, like, since it's a different race? Also, were they just made, like, okay, Pegasus ponies that live up here are Aurora ponies instead? Or was it like, oh, they had a great migration into the north, and then they, that Charles Darwin thing,
cut off from
that Charles Darwin thing evolved, and then they evolved to become Aurora ponies.
Oh my god!
I wasn't sure if you.
I don't even know, man.
Yeah, they grew beards and lost all their hair on top. I don't know. I don't think the main fits in with the cutie mark, and honestly, I brought in this pony because I thought it was somewhat good, but could use a little push, in my opinion. But I think with the cutie mark being the way that it is, I think if the mane and tail fit it more, it would be better. Or if the cutie mark fit the mane and tail more, I mean, it would be hard to do because you'd have to. This simplified version of the Aurora Borealis looks really cool. The cutie mark is pleasing to the eyes. It's not terribly, like, it's not over the top or anything, and the color scheme on it is really cool. So, I mean, you'd have to change it a bit to incorporate the other colors from the mane and tail, but I mean, just something, it just, it needs something.
The mane and tail, they're sort of on a weird, they're like on a balancing point where it can kind of go either way for me. I like it because of the way that it fits in with the story, with how it like he's probably like he's sort of destined to work and do stuff with the Aurora Borealis, and talking about the cutie mark too. I think it's cool that it's different and it's not quite the same as his mane and tail, and the reverse as well, because that's specifically was for his, like, the way he first created an Aurora, and that sort of like just. I like the fact that they had it specifically be that, and it's not just some like extravagant 6-color cutie mark. And I think that that's a good way of representing it in the full, like what his overall talents with where he would go with it from the starting point. I do think that the gray is a bit too dark.
I like
Not
the gray.
very much.
I like the gray.
I like it, but with all of the other, or with all the colors in the mane and tail, I do think I personally, and you don't have to listen to me, but I personally would tone it down just a little bit. It's the only color thing I really have a problem with, though, because I think that, like, I don't know how close those specific versions of those colors are to Rainbow Dashes, but I do think that they're like
far.
Come together. Yeah, I do think that they all work together pretty well. There's a little bit of tweaking that can be done here and there, but I don't know.
I like this pony. It's cute. I'd hug him platonically.
The more and more I look at this pony, the more and more I just want to leave it alone. I honestly, if I were to meet this person face to face, I would say don't change anything about this OC, even though I have little quips, little quarrels with some of what's going on in the OC space here, in the creative space here.
Well, you don't want to change that pony, but unfortunately, we have to change to a different pony.
Shut
We got to go and talk about the bad OC that Jeff brought to the party. Jeff, tell us all about your bad OC.
I'd like you all to meet Dauntless Rampart. He grew up in the industrial part of Manhattan, where he still lives to this day. His father was a robotics technician, and his mother, Dawn's Insight, worked as a technologies research working on their latest robotics. Everything's robots. Robots. Everything's robots. There was an accident, and he shattered his shoulder and wing shoulder. Those are different things, mind you.
Oh, God. I believe it.
And so, luckily, his whole family was robots. And so now he has
everything was robots.
He has a new robot wing, leg, wing shoulder, and regular shoulder. He wants to join the Camelot Royal Guard, but he doesn't know if he's going to be accepted or not. Stay tuned. Overall...
With cybernetic enhancements, I bet they're, begging for that shit.
Dauntless Rampart has a tragic backstory, which is not at all earned, and is a displeasure to look at.
Like you said, there's a lot going on with this character, and by a lot, I mean a whole lot of nothing. I mean, the story seems to be falling a little flat just to justify the aesthetic of this pony.
Yeah.
Like, oh, his mom and dad happen to be, robot building helper people things. Oh, okay. He got hurt. Oh, guess what? Cybernetics. How?
It's like he gets bullied as a kid, and then he gets robot arms, and then kills all of his bullies.
He gives all his bullies cancer, and he's like, "Have a taste of your own medicine, nerds."
Go fight crime or something.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically a superhero, but not in a world that has superheroes.
I don't know. It seems a little bit lackluster. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know what to say. Have we moved? We're talking about aesthetics too.
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, blue and orange work well together, but these blue and orange.
Blue and orange work well together, like in a certain unicorn that we all know.
Yeah, me. But these blue and orange are just so saturated.
Fair, this is blue and orange, and yellow, and red, and gray, and light gray.
Though it is all those things, but the predominant colors of the picture, I guess if there were... The predominant color is definitely blue. There's a lot more blue than anything. But I'd say orange, those two are the ones that stand out to me the most. The red is a bit saturated as well, so I'd definitely do something about that.
I'm just looking at it in a little bit more detail, and it's like, what's up with his chin?
That's his automated shoe helper. He can't chew
tell if
very
it's supposed
well.
to be a jaw or a second mouth?
I don't know. I don't even know where to start, honestly, so...
Like, we've had ponies who have robot farts on the show, and they work?
Did you just say robot farts?
That's what I heard, man.
Did I say robot fart? Robot parts! It's hard to critique this pony just because there's so much going on with it, and there's a lot that could be fixed, but...
It would take a lot of work to, really delve into how to do stuff with this, and I don't even know.
Let's cyborg out of here. I don't know. I can't transition from that.
Don't make a shitty pun. Please don't.
Moving on from that pony, on to my bad OC. I've brought Acid Feather by Dark Rain 97. Their personality is outgoing, charm. I don't know how charm is a personality, but they're outgoing and charm. I assume charming, but they're loner and sort of violent. So how is outgoing and a bit of a loner? How they okay? I will go along with this. Their hometown is Ponyville, but yet the story tells about how Acid Feather was born in Cloudsdale and pretty much moved to, or was friends with Rainbow Dash before she moved to Ponyville. So whenever that was, when she was younger. Long story short, she moves in with Rainbow Dash, Rainbow Dash starts getting new friends, and Acid Feather doesn't like them for some reason, because. And they, there was something about how there was a disagreement or a fight or something, and Rainbow Dash sided with her new friends and not Acid Feather. Acid Feather then ran into the Evergreen Forest. It says, though, they're in the thing. I assume you mean to say Everfree.
No, it's green.
Okay,
it's Evergreen.
They go into the Evergreen, and she goes there and cries, but then Discord appears, and she is all, wait, I thought you were turned to stone. And Discord's like, but I heard you crying, so I'm here to help. Well, it turns out he put on, I couldn't remember what it was called. It was called, he had a plan, and where was it? It was, Acid Feather sent an annoyances party for every pony in Ponyville. What is an annoyances party? I have no idea what that is. But then after the party started, apparently, I think it was 6 ponies went missing, and apparently Discord kidnapped them or something and killed them.
What?
But then she got blamed for it because it was her party. And then apparently, Celestia banished her to the Evergreen Forest. And when she was flying over the Evergreen Forest, she was like, fine, I guess I'm just gonna... Or, no, she said, fine, I'll just leave. She didn't feel like fighting it. So she left by herself anyway and just decided to fly out over the Evergreen Forest to live in her banishment or whatever. And there was a shot of magic that came up through the trees, pierced one of her wings and scarred her cheek, to which then she fell into the Evergreen Forest and landed trying to fix her wing, but nothing worked. After walking for a while, she ended up in Zeccora's hut, and then then she actually met Zecora after Zecora finally got back. She decided to, after Zecora looked at it, she found out her wing was permanently damaged, and now she lives with Zecora, but whenever ponies come by, she has to hide in the attic. And this story was a pain to get through. I will tell you that right now. Not only was it kind of hard to read, but also the loopholes that you have to jump through, or just weird little coincidences. And I feel like the writer even themselves understand that Acid Feather doesn't... they wouldn't meet Discord. Discord was locked up. Why does Discord want to kill 6 random ponies? Why is this? This doesn't sound charming. This sounds like a big fucking dick.
Yeah. That escalated really quickly, by the way. Hello, I'm Discord. I'm here to help because you were crying. Kill 6 ponies. Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'd like to point out that in the character ref, she is about to step on and kill a bug, so I do not like her.
Yeah, I like bugs, shirk.
And it doesn't even talk about the cutie mark at all. I'm going to point that out right now. It's like, oh,
wait,
what's
what is
cutie
the cutie mark?
Oh,
it's a crow feather.
It's a crow feather.
A crow feather. What is her talent? How?
Writing Edgar Allan Poe style poetry.
Yes.
In terms of aesthetics, the color palette the gray itself is in the coat. Honestly, it's a fine gray. It's a pretty neutral color. The black it's not pure black, so it's got that going for it. The green clashes awfully, to put it very bluntly. I mean, it's very, very, very oversaturated. Doesn't fit. I see this color combination come up all the time, and like Soren says, it doesn't work. And I've maybe seen it done once, kind of alright, but it's really, 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 really hard to do right, and I would just avoid it in most cases. And backstory, the story, like, holy shit. Simple fixes. Don't get rid of the association with main characters.
Don't get rid of that?
No, get rid of that.
Okay.
Okay, because I was about to say.
Yeah, get rid of the association with main characters, because that is, like, that's like number one on the checklist of boring Mary Sue. To once again put it bluntly, I'm like I said, I'm like at a loss of words. I just can't even handle all the things that are happening.
There's a level of victimization with this pony as well. It's like, oh, Rainbow Dash wants to move. Okay, she moves with her. Rainbow Dash makes new friends. She doesn't like them. Rainbow Dash sides with new friends. She doesn't like that. Discord tries to help. Discord kills somebody. She takes the blame. She doesn't try to fix it either. She doesn't say, hey, this is where it is. She says, no, fine, I'll leave. And then, no, you have to be banished. And then she's like, fine, I'll be banished. Okay. Get shot down. Fine, I'm shot down. Lives with Zecora. Zecora tells her she can't fly again. Oh, well then I guess I'll just live here. There's this, like, constant prevailing, like, theme of, fine, I'll just go and do whatever, because I'm just going to accept it. Life sucks.
It's teenage angst in its finest, and I'm assuming this was made by a teenager, and I'm assuming that's just what it is. It's supposed to be like a pony Sona almost.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely aspects of this that are very pony Sona, and then put into the main pony world, which turns out very
poorly.
It's weird because it's not Mary Sue in the traditional sense of like, oh, it's overpowered character, like power fantasy, but it's like a Mary Sue in the fact that this character just has like,
this pony is okay. There's a lot of bad things with it that need to be fixed. Stop making her such a victim, and maybe it can be fixed. I don't know. But moving on to the last OC for Bad OC, and for this episode, actually, too. We gotta talk about Commander's Bad OC.
Okay, so the pony that I brought this week for Bad Ponies is Anima Inkwell. Anima Inkwell is obviously, as you can tell, a female unicorn. Her talent is writing and finding out whether folklore tale things are true or not, which that I'm not entirely sure how I feel about. But for her personality, she's generally, like, at first she's very shy and reserved, and because of this she doesn't really have too many friends. But when she does have friends, they know her to be a very, like, bubbly, fun-loving pony, like, in reality. And she often is like caught in like daydreams, like, or just is like writing and just like humming like a tune that's stuck in her head. And she sort of like sticks to and lives in her own world that she's like crafting while writing novels. And she feels more comfortable in like these kind of places. And because of this, she was bullied in school, which I can talk about that later too. Her likes are she likes reading about fables and mysteries, helping others, specifically to find things or to solve mysteries. Loves adventures to find the truth behind fables and mysteries, and then writing and singing, but she's too shy to like actually sing in front of other ponies. But for dislikes, she dislikes being alone, having her quiet time disturbed, being reminded of the past, and then having to hold a grudge, which I can't think of any time that you have to hold a grudge.
You just have to, man. It's
like, you're being forced. Gonna try to get through the background. The background is like relatively fast. She was initially found by Ruby Shine, which I'm assuming is a character, in front of the Shining Sunrise Orphanage, and so she was an orphan pony, and she didn't have any like wounds or anything, but she was just like sitting there. She pretty instantly knew that she was kind of different. And like as soon as she met the other orphans, and it's like apparently her horn was shaped slightly different, and she also just had no idea how she ended up at the orphanage or anything like that. She's kind of like just everything was confusing. Early on, she was bullied because of like the fact that she looked different, and this actually ended up leading to her making her first friends, like a sort of misfit group of ponies there, and they always would stand up for her because they knew, like that how she was. They actually knew how she was feeling and stuff like that. And apparently, all those ponies they pretty much bounded together and were never like apart. It is because of the fact that this group was bonded so tightly that they actually ended up never getting adopted. And instead, when they all came of age, they left the orphanage together on a quest to find their place in the world. And each of them had a different goal, but for Anima, it was to merely find out her past. And she wishes to fill the blank hole in her heart and know, where she knows a family is waiting for her. For other sort of different things, she has a surprisingly short fuse. It tries her hardest to not blow, to like not like blow up at ponies because she doesn't want to hurt anyone. Doesn't stick to like being normal and prefers kind of being a little bit weird and crazy. Has really ridiculous mood swings, and yeah, that's this character. Thoughts so far?
This seems like a decent backstory. I mean, it's an orphan story. They're an orphan. They became friends with other orphans. They are now an orphan, and they grow up, and they want to find out their past. Okay.
With other orphans. And then there are also orphans. Don't forget about the orphans.
And then there's some orphans. But, I don't know.
No.
Jeff, what do you think?
Anima Inkwell. Is that your real name? To me, Anima Inkwell is the name of an enigmatic maid that would come to be a nanny for some unruly children in the 1910 Victorian England. Not a pony of any merit, but the cutie mark is so detailed that if I zoomed in enough, I could probably read the words on the page, and there's a weird, like, Times New Roman question mark in there. Overall, not a good OC, but what is a good OC? Somebody cut me off before.
A character that doesn't suck.
Joy? What is happiness? What is color theory? What are we?
Since you kind of brought it up, yeah, gonna go into aesthetics. I wasn't a huge fan of the backstory. Like, I think there were things that were better than others. It wasn't too offensive or anything like that. But the biggest reason why I chose this pony for like bad OC was honestly because of the aesthetics. The coat color is a bit dark and doesn't match like with the other colors particularly well. And then the fetlocks, which I've spoken about how I don't like fetlocks on like mare ponies in most cases. They look strange, and then the hooves are like bright pink. And get rid of that. Like, I cannot think of a good reason to keep that. Like, I'm sorry.
Them.
Yeah.
If she's painting her fetlocks, that's one thing. Specify that.
She's painting her fetlocks? I thought she was painting her hooves.
Or not petlocks, the hooves that are under the fetlocks.
What's a petlock?
Fetlocks. Shut the fuck up.
It's when you like raise.
I don't even care anymore.
When you tiny locks of
going
bagels.
on. The main, like, stylistically is not horrible. It's mostly unoffensive, but the colors I would very much change. We sort of had the whole like yellow and like red thing on a pony. I think did I bring the pony? I don't remember. But a pony last week, and this is suffers from a bit differently. but where like that one was like super super bright and in your face, these just look like ketchup and mustard. And
oh, you mean the wolf pony last week?
Yeah,
I
the bat pony.
I like ketchup and mustard. I don't like this pony.
I'd say it's more like chili and cheese.
I kind of like the talent to a degree. I like the fact that it's writing, but it has a specific kind of focus. But the cutie mark is way too complicated. Like my good OC had a book that was simple. It had like you could see there were pages. It had a like binding that was 2 different colors. This is like there's like 12 things going on right now, and I can't understand what's going on. It looks like a sticker that you just stuck on the pony. I get where a lot of it's coming from, like the investigating with the magnifying glass and the fact that you're actually writing, and probably that you like books for the actual having the book, but you simplify it. Simplify it a lot. I don't know. Maybe you have like a really simple book that is just like open like that and there's no text. It's just white,
or just a magnifying glass.
And then have like a magnifying glass behind it, maybe, or something. I don't know.
The magnifying glass and the quill crossed. Yeah,
or something like that. There's things you can do, but as it stands right now, it's not a very good cutie mark.
Yeah.
The story is okay, could use some tweaking here and there, but aesthetics definitely need a bit of an overhaul. Overall, it's okay. I mean, not the worst, not the best. Yeah, it's a pony.
That's all the bad OCs this week, so that means we get to wrap up and go into voting for this week. Now, what? Yeah.
I said yay.
Oh, okay, I thought you said, wait, what about this thing? And I was like, wait, I don't think I'm missing anything. Anyway.
No, don't worry.
Ponies that were presented today. I brought in Cursed Ashes by New Sparkle. Commander brought in Dewey by Quillmix. Soren brought in Apricot by Peach Log. Jeff also brought in Cloudy Night by Turtle Fox 214. So, going back in the same order and not voting for the pony you brought to the party, Soren,
no.
Who do you vote for best OC this week?
Being first sucks.
Oh, Cloudy Night.
I'm going to have to vote for Apricot. Because I like her colors, I like her story, even though apricot and orange doesn't make sense. Though I like what Jeff said about the thing and the similarities between the 2 drinks being made. Commander?
I'm not entirely sure. Right now, I'm trying to decide. It's between Cloudy Night and Apricot, because I really like both of them, and they're not perfect, but they're both really good. One, I particularly like the story. One, I particularly like the aesthetics. And then they had okay for the other parts. But I'm not sure.
So...
I think I'm going to give it to Cloudy Night, though. Just
nice.
By a hair.
Jeez. I vote Dewey because I think Dewey is the cutest pony.
Well then, congratulations, Jeff. You win Good OC this week. Moving on to bad OCs. I brought in Acid Feather by Dark Rain 97. Commander brought in Anima Inkwell by Angel Soul 2. Soren brought in Borealis by Flashfire 98. Or sorry, 68.
Come on, man.
Sorry.
Get it right.
And Jeff... I'm the worst. And then Jeff brought in Dauntless Rampart by Yuri Shimari.
Normally I would choose one that has the most potential, but I guess I'll go with the worst one. And that seems to be Acid Feather because of storyline and aesthetics combined.
Acid Feather, and the reason I don't like Acid Feather is because she's green. Backstory is so detailed that it's just, I don't care. I just want it to go away.
I'd probably have to give my vote to Dauntless Rampart just because Anima Inkwell is at least somewhat cute, I guess. I don't know, but her still sucks for color. But no, Dauntless Rampart for me. Okay. Commander?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give mine to Acid Feather.
Yes!
Congratulations.
Definitely not Borealis, because I actually really like Borealis.
Yeah, I like Borealis
I
too.
would have chosen him because he has the most potential, but whatever.
Now, if you, the viewer at home, have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you want to submit your OC to the show, Commander will tell you all about where you can find links to send them in. Soren can tell you also as well, considering he's actually got things open.
You can submit questions and OCs to us at DeviantArt at yourocsucks.deviantart.com, Twitter at yourocsucks, email via email at yourocsuckspodcast@gmail.com, or on Tumblr at yourocsuckspodcast.tumblr.com. Not in the YouTube comments, please.
This show is also brought to you by the fine supporters over at patreon.com. If you want to submit to the donate to the show for any kind of doodles, downloadables for the show itself, to take it anywhere you want on your mobile devices, feel free to go ahead and check us out at patreon.com/EuroCSucks.
I love doodles.
For all the... Yeah, doodles are the best. Anyway, so, with that being said, Jeff, it has been lovely having you on the show. I've been asking everybody since it's con season going on, where can we find you next? Where are the next set of cons you're going to?
I contractually have permission to say that I will be performing with my band, The Bad Mares, at Everfree Northwest. I will be there. I'll be selling CDs. My CD, Autumn Nights, and I'm So Scared will only be available there. This is the last time you can get them. After Everfree Northwest, they will no longer be available. So,
I bought both of them, and they are lovely.
They are lovely.
And then I decided to go on your Bandcamp anyway and just buy all 6 of your albums anyway. Yeah, I was like,
I cannot say whether or not I will be performing at BronyCon. I cannot say. I cannot confirm, nor can I deny that I will be. But I will be there. So
I was going to say, but will you be there?
Whether or not I am performing, I will be there. And you can find me, probably drunk, passed out on a hotel room floor.
Hell yeah. Once again, thank you very much for joining us, Jeff. You've been a wonderful guest. I hope to be able to rock out to your music a couple more times this year. But in the meantime, this has been a wonderful episode. I have been Mummified Thunderbirds. I've been joined this week by
Commander Sparkle,
Soren wants by
our lovely guest,
Jeff. Me.
this guy. And remember, Euro C sucks, guys.